Welcome. I'm Pastor Steve Smith from Walnut Grove Community Church in Walnut Grove, California. This is the first of 5 short devotions that I tend to offer this particular week, which is Holy Week, the week between Palm Sunday and Easter. Today being Monday, April 6th, it's the first of 5 themes that I'm calling the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. And the who of the week has to do with Saint Teresa of Avila, who was a 16th century Carmelite nun in Spain, and she is credited with restoring contemplative life to the Carmelite order. Protestants tend to think of the 16th century as being primarily about their offering of reform in the church and the beginning of what we call Protestantism. But that's an excessive statement, in my opinion, because there were a lot of reforms that took place in the 16th century, and St. Teresa of Avila is evidence of an important reform that began to take place in Spain that affected all of Christianity, not simply Catholics or Protestants. Her great work, or among her great works, is something called The Interior Castle. The Interior Castle talks about the inner life of Christian people, all people for that matter. We tend to make a lot of a proclamation of the word when Protestants talk about what we do in the religious life. But what we say is a part of the picture. And what St. Teresa lifted up, St. Teresa of Avila in the 16th century, beginning with her own reform of the Carmelite order, is that the inner life, the devotional life of people, is absolutely essential to who we are. It's really what we do as individual people, is reflect on our lives, try to relate to God in particular ways that are helpful to us and to others. And what St. Teresa lifted up, and not that it began this sense of truth, but it was her own lifting it up at a particular point in time, was a way of saying it's not just what we proclaim in an exterior or oral way, but it's what we do in an inner life as our own particular spiritual path. So she's the who of this week, that she is somebody that would offer to us a way of being spiritual people, understanding ourselves, and engaging in particular times of devotion, which I hope this week will be for you, not as an end unto itself, not as something we stop at Easter, but something I want to continue to offer in the time of COVID-19 and the trial that our world is in, that we take the time when we're socially isolated and practicing safe distance and so forth, to use the time well. It's something that has meant a lot to me in my personal life, and it's something that I'm going to lift up in the week ahead. So today I mentioned the who, St. Teresa of Avila. What it is that we will be talking about this week is our own particular inner life, our own particular life of prayer, not just spoken prayer, but times of listening. Who, what, the spiritual life. Who, St. Teresa. Who, what, when. We do it in our own sacred hour, each in our own day. We take time, as Jesus said, the where of it is to go into the room by ourselves, that sacred space. He put it this way, even into your own closet, so that no one necessarily takes note. It's meant not for public consumption or to make an impressive statement to others that we have devotional lives, but we're following a sainted path in our own time of personal prayer. St. Teresa, teaching us about the importance of the interior castle, the inner life that we each have. We do it each in our sacred hour, in our own sacred space. And we do it for this reason. This is the why we'll talk about this week. Because Jesus tells us to do it. To go into that place, to try to draw close, experience an intimacy with God that we believe will make us better fit for the lives that are ours to lead. Blessings to you this Holy Week as we think about our own personal practices and give thanks for the life of St. Teresa of Avila. May God bless you and keep you.